Yeah, how we doing there, folks, and welcome to the beautiful 26th day of November 2007. I'm here at the wonderful Earth Sanctuary World Nature Centre. It is a very, very hot day. I'm thinking it's already in the 30s and it's only about 8 in the morning, and today I think it's going to be easily hitting 40 degrees, so we're well on our track for the big beautiful bake of the summer, and quite frankly it gets ridiculously hot. And good thing about the Red Centre is the environment dominates everything, and it's very hard to work against it. In the summertime, in the wintertime, it's an environment of contrast. We get extremes here, we don't get averages, and it's the best thing about the Red Centre. A few birds around, and it's a beautiful day. So I've just been walking around the grounds here, and I've happened to bump into a wonderful, beautiful friend. Looks like Janna Orex. How you going, Spanner?
Good.
I spoke to Danny just yesterday, and we talked about climate change and the state of the planet, and also we talked about disclosure. And how do you think, Spanner, in this time, 2007, where do you think consciousness is on the planet? And do you think people are making the necessary changes in their lives to take on the very real future that seems, in terms of climate change and fifth dimension? How do you think the state of the planet is going at the moment from your view?
There's been a bit of talk about climate change the last 20 years, and I think it's just starting to hit home with a lot of people. So there's been a lot of changes. We've had a change in the elections on Saturday last week with Kevin Rudd stepping up to the plate and John Howard running for the bush, and we'll see what happens. The Greens also went up in their votes, which was good to see. Yeah, so I think a lot of people are thinking about what they can do to make a positive change in their lives and for the environment around them. And it's good just to see it getting talked about and taken seriously. And yeah.
Excellent. When you look at big cities, I always think of Little Alice Springs as very different, because we're remote and we've got to sort of get our own water and the rest of it. But how do you think the people in cities are handling climate change, and do you think the adjustments are being made quick enough in time with the rate of climate change around the world? Are people shifting, or is it still a bit slow? Or
I feel it's still a bit slow, but climate change is happening whether we like it or not, and whether whatever we sort of choose to do will still sort of happen. So we sort of got to start preparing ourselves for the ride ahead. Tom made an interesting show the other day on YouTube, and it was about eating less meat and the positive changes that has with the decrease of the amount of grains and land and forests cut down for meat produce. So I think that might be a positive angle that we can all start today and stuff like that to reduce carbon emissions. Eat one meal less a week of meat, or just go veggie, full veggie. It takes a lot less land to grow a lot of veggies than to grow and feed a lot of cows.
Excellent, Spanner. And just finally, you're a pretty unique individual. You're brought up as far remote as any human being can be. You're Western Alice Springs, which is about, what, 200 k's west where you were brought up. So you're pretty familiar with remote areas and survival, and like in your time you've done tour guiding, you've done security, you've worked for places like Bush Mob, and you've worked with kids who need motivation. You've also worked with people who deal with intoxication. You also do
irrational.
That's right, they're irrational, which is very good. You're also now doing nursing and also venturing into paramedical stuff. How have you found all those skills have helped you in this day and age? Do you think yeah, how do you feel in where it's taken you?
I think all those sort of skills really prepare you a lot for what possibly might be coming. We hear a lot of the time that there's going to be weather changes, possibly climate getting colder, people not dealing with less food and having to either look around in the bush to find food or steal. So when we talk about people going into shock or going crazy and stuff because of change, it's stuff when they're forced to have change, stuff they can go into any type of behaviour that can really be quite frightening. So I think by doing security and working with people, you sort of learn how to deal with people on a big level. And
excellent.
And so on and stuff. So the more you can do with like learning skills about medical or learning about people and law and security and how to deal with mass groups of people all under the influence of intoxicants or even psychology even would be of great help, I think, for the future. And even skills like electrician, all the trades and stuff are fantastic, and yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do that will help you out in the future.
Rock and Spanner. And are you going to Ayers Rock in the next 4 weeks? Uluru?
Uluru, yes, my sister is coming to town with her husband, Chris, and my parents are also going to go down to Ayers Rock, so I'm going to jump on the lift and go out to Ayers Rock, and plus go out an extra few hundred k's past Ayers Rock to a place called Warracoona where my older brother and his family live.
Open, welcome back. I think we're just interrupted by, it seemed like a UFO static transmission. There are lots of craft obviously hanging around at this point in time. It's a very crucial part in human history to help tweak consciousness to attain the perception that will get us through the many challenges confronting us. Speaking of UFOs, Spanner, I think just before you're giving us a bit of an idea on what sort of materials and techniques you might use yourself in the creation and construction of a flying craft. What were your thoughts?
There's a few important factors in building a spacecraft. These are 0-point gravity, also diamagnetism, also many forms of other magnetism. Some materials you might also use would be titanium alloys, very smooth base, these dome sort of structures, and also crystals. A few might be hematite, magnetic hematite, clear quartz, and I think they're the main ones I'd be using, definitely.
Awesome, Spanner. And once you build your craft, apart from travelling in your own consciousness already, where would you travel to on the planet first?
Machu Picchu, I think.
Excellent, Spanner. Good thought. There you go, folks. I'm hanging out with a wonderful 1-7 here at the Sanctuary, and it's going to be a very, very hot day. Some of us here in the roundup to get down to the Big Smoke, Melbourne. Spanner's also going to be in charge of the team here at the Sanctuary during the Big Bake, and it's going to be a cracker of a time. So thanks for hanging out once again, guys. Hope you're all smiling at home. Hope that bit of information about craft building can be of assistance to you in your neck of the woods. It would be nice to eliminate these CO2 emitting vehicles very soon and get into the real craft. So keep smiling, keep doing what you do best, and celebrate, because why not? See you later, guys. 26th of November. Bye bye.